and the Jamaica Labour Party firm and strong. Pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, Labour rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labour rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, no bother fuss, no bother fight. We did a fi be a labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will like. We did a fi be a labor right. The river come down green, it's so pretty and bright. We did a fi be a labor right. The way me love shower in a green, me baptized. We did a fi be a labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we up on the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and go beef crabble leg out a freezer. Bout ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no, we are freeze for the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and sexy Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Oh no, see St. Thomas Urban Center, catching up St. James Parameter. Our doctors did have to use garbage bag, yo, dance you go on like a member. Now blessings that flow like river. Every bad prayer return to sender. Dr. Cole and Blair teach drop out from when PNP never buy them no denture. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good morning, Liberites, and good morning to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good morning, my people. Good morning. Now let's roll out the morning shout-outs quick and fast, my people, because we got several things to get into this morning. I did not open the phone lines this morning, my people, so if anybody want to call in, I want to make it be known from now so I can go turn on the phone line. But right now, you're off, my people. So Caitlin, big up yourself. Mark Nemad, big up yourself over there in New York. Good morning to my beautiful wife. Good morning, baby. Jamaica, where we love, big up yourself, Dennis. Larry, big up yourself. Dennis, big up. Michelle Thousand, how you feeling this morning? Good morning. Melody, big up yourself. Caroline, big up yourself. Big up yourself. Joan, Dahlia, big up yourself. Mama Winsome, big up yourself. Ivan, big up yourself. Who else is here? Mama Winsome, good morning. Caroline Clark, big up. Angela, big up yourself. Arlene, big up yourself. Dwight, big up. Good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law. Marcia Monroe, good morning. Who else is here? Aldean, big up yourself. Everton, big up. Artnell, big up yourself. Maro, big up yourself. Good morning. Now, you guys would have heard us talk about SoFlo and here. And I would have said that SoFlo went and made a comment about the Prime Minister opening police station and people don't have no homes. The Prime Minister have directly answered SoFlo, my people. See, so the Prime Minister have completely responded to what SoFlo said. You can find it on Facebook, so you can go over there and read what the Prime Minister said in answering SoFlo. Glenn Moore, big up yourself, Father Dark Night, good morning. Big up yourself, Father Victor, good morning. So, like I promised last night, my people, I have a clip that we want to play of a disrespect that somebody disrespected the Prime Minister. And I hope that the JCF act on this, because it is getting brazen and out of hand now, how people feel like they can blatantly disrespect and threaten the Prime Minister. See? So before we get into that though, let's listen to this clip from yesterday's visit in the Aponkum town with the Prime Minister.
This got almost full force damage.
The wall of the hurricane actually passed over Congo, right?
Yes.
There's always this mystic that I don't want to hear. I don't want to dispel that right now.
My friend, I go everywhere in Jamaica.
So why didn't say you're afraid of?
You must go to your mind.
You hear that? Prime Minister go everywhere in Jamaica. He's not afraid of anywhere. You know? And Richard Curry say, how them say, you're afraid of up here. And the Prime Minister say, you must be out of your mind. Prime Minister is not scared to go anywhere, my people.
I present you with for the school. So Chief, I gather you have several of these.
Yeah,
So you can show him how to set it up.
And maximum respect to our Prime Minister. He brought a Starlink and a generator for the school in Aponkum town yesterday. The Prime Minister is absolutely diplomatic. He does not watch political rhetoric. He's not as tribal as many of us, my people. He knows that his job is to lead, and lead he does. Like I said last night, the way how Richard Curry have been behaving, I probably would not have dealt with him if I were the Prime Minister. But, you know, kudos to our Prime Minister, and he always put the business and the people first in our nation. So we have a clip this morning, the feelings of previous governments and why Jamaica is flooding and why when storm come we mash up and all of these things. We're going to get into that, but let us go to this clip first. Now I want to listen to this disrespect, my people. I want to listen to this.
Your wife. Yeah, I say your blood clot man, dirty, and your wife come at talk about. You hear some people that chat fuckery and a war your pussy clot. Who afraid of your big batty boy, Andrew? Go suck your mother. How afraid of you?
Yeah, man, remember say too.
How afraid of you and your big stinking pussy wife? Come on, Moby. Eh? And you come and talk about people that chat fuckery. Come on the hospital where you below blood that long and you can't run with the big pussy boy. You come and talk. Me alone who done a bumble wall. Here, boy. Me alone who done a look on Moby. You place nasty, boy. You come and talk. Who done a bumble wall. Here, batty boy. Me alone who done a look on Moby. You place nasty. All a falmouth. Go you place there. And you get the money for distribute to people that not distribute it. You talk about man when take sick in your big batty hole. Eh? And you know, I get to you, you know. Because you talk like you alone a bad man, you know. Sick in your big batty hole. Eh? And you know, I get to you, you know. Because you talk like you alone a bad man, you know. Bad man and you out in Jamaica, you know, Andrew. Because you're no prime minister, you know. You're a thief, you know, pussy hole boy. I'm tired of your bum buckler. This is me. This is my shop. You know, we shop me there. Understand?
So, the mere fact that he said, no, make me get to you. Pussy hole or whatever he say, no, make me get to you. You see the part there when he said, no, make me get to you, because you go like you're a baddest man, and man think of a better than you. In the United Kingdom, in Canada, in Great Britain, he would have just signed his death warrant. A sharp sniper bullet would have wiped him out. You know hear me I tell you now? Because them the kind of threat there is not taken lightly in places like these. But in Jamaica, I don't know why people feel like say they don't enforce the law and the rules. And the police, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, must move in. And this guy should be charged. Because what he did and what he said is a chargeable offense. People are going to say about people are free speech. Yes, you have free speech. You're free to say anything at all you want. But what comes out of your mouth have consequences. See? As the live grow, we will play it again. So persons who turn up here late will hear it. But we're going to move into, the feelings of previous government. And, the PNP have really failed this nation, my people, in the years that especially in the 19 years. Now, I am privy to a piece of document where it says that in the 19 years that the PNP was in government, many years gullies and drains was not clean. The government did not have any money to do it. See, there are instances where gullies, I talk about gully in Kingston, were not clean for somewhere up to 7 years, my people. These are the feelings of the PNP, right? And they could not grow the and fix up the country how the country should have been fixed up. And now we are suffering from it greatly now. See? So listen to this, my people.
Think roads, drains, and building codes, and why past reforms failed to prevent flooding. You'll see how weak enforcement, extreme rainfall, and poor land use planning. Why do disasters keep repeating in Jamaica, despite millions spent on roads and drainage? In this video, we are going to look at why Jamaica remains vulnerable to hurricanes, despite repeated investments in infrastructure. We'll explore how Hurricane Melissa forced authorities to rethink roads, drains, and building codes, and why past reforms failed to prevent flooding. You'll see how weak enforcement, extreme rainfall, and poor land use planning combine to keep the cycle of disaster alive. This analysis will reveal whether current efforts are a genuine attempt at resilience or just temporary, reactive measures that may leave Jamaica exposed to the next big storm. Jamaica has always faced the wrath of hurricanes, floods, and landslides. Its mountainous terrain, combined with dense coastal populations, makes the island particularly vulnerable. According to a 29 October 2025 report by ACAPS, Hurricane Melissa started as a tropical storm but rapidly intensified, threatening rainfall between 38 and 76 centimeters, with some areas expecting up to 1 meter of water. Storm surges were predicted to reach 2.7 to 4 meters. In preparation, the government mobilized emergency teams and launched preemptive measures. The National Works Agency, NWA, for instance, began cleaning drains and desilting waterways in southern parishes to prevent catastrophic flooding. While these actions were crucial, they also highlighted a critical question. Jamaica knows the risks, yet its infrastructure often fails. This brings us to the heart of the matter: enforcement. Despite detailed plans and substantial preparation, the real challenge is whether these reforms will actually be implemented and maintained. Jamaica's history shows a pattern of reactive measures, fixing problems storms hit rather than embedding resilience into daily practice. Let's break this down into 3 core sections: problem, cause, and solution. We'll examine what Jamaica faces, why previous measures fell short, and whether the current efforts are to prevent another disaster. Jamaica's geography and population patterns create enormous vulnerability. About 70% of the population lives of the coast, where storms strike first.
How much percent of population live within 5 kilometers of the coast? 75%. We even move the people that inland. The people.
Hardest. ACAPS notes that past hurricanes, like Hurricane Beryl in 2024, left widespread damage, costing lives, homes, and livelihoods, and the nation was still recovering when Melissa approached. The island's roads, drainage systems, and building structures, particularly in southern parishes like Clarendon, Manchester, St. Catherine, and St. Elizabeth, are often underprepared for extreme weather. When drainage systems fail and roads become impassable, the effects cascade. Emergency response slows down, water backs up into homes and businesses, and lives are put at risk. This raises a critical question. Jamaica has repeatedly faced this scenario. Why is the discussion still focused on redoing infrastructure now? Is it too little, too late, or can these reforms finally break the cycle? To understand the present, we need to look at why previous infrastructure measures did not prevent disaster. There are 3 main causes: outdated codes and weak enforcement, climate change, and flawed infrastructure design. First, while
someone wants to say something about the code them. Now, we have had JBCs for a long time. but for a long time, they have not been enforced, my people. Me can tell you about Westmoreland. Alright, for example, we have a new shopping area, uptown Savlamar. Right? And how that shopping area was built, right? It was built above the road. So whenever rain falls, and it was built slant. So when rain fall, whatever water is settled on that plaza or shopping mall, whatever you call it, instead of it seeping into built out drains that are built and head to underground places, you know what happened? There's no drainage built into that. So there the code has been violated already. So how they build it higher than the road and then slanty. So every rainfall upon it, guess what happened, my people? Anybody can tell me? Anybody can tell me what happened when rain fall on that plaza? The water runs down on the road and flood out the road, my people. The picking of them we are walking at school, in a school uniform if you are walking in water. Because even though, you know, they build it slant for the water to come in the road, there's still no built out drains in front of it. So even if they build it slant and say, all right, then we're going to run off the water, but we're going to put one drain at the front of the plaza. So when the water come off of the plaza, it go in the drain and go down anywhere if you go. Not even that is built into it. So there, again, was a code violation. And you can find several buildings like that. There are even buildings in Savlamar where there is no sewer. There's no sewage under the building. See, when they use the toilets on that building, you know, and flush the toilet, the raw sewage go in the drain. You can smell it. Uptown Savlamar. See? These are the things. And you can find that all over Jamaica, especially any locality that is run by the PNP, especially. You can find the codes have been violated. Building codes and all have been violated. See? And a PNP will tell you, a PNP supporter will be the first one to tell you, yo, yeah, stress out poor people. All of these things, they are there for a reason. People that just get up, our government that just get up and say, yo, we have to have code for this a reason, for no reason at all. That is not how it works. It is there for a reason, my people. See?
Jamaica Building Code, JBC, which sets minimum safety standards, enforcement has historically been inconsistent. In September 2025, the Kingston and Street Andrew Municipal Corporation announced a plan to strengthen building code enforcement after localized flooding. But historically, these intentions often struggle against resource limitations, bureaucratic...
No, this was after the Burger Gully incident. They said they're going to strengthen the building codes. See, we don't know how long PNP had the municipality for. We don't know how long PNP had the government for and did not change any. No, notwithstanding the JLP have been there because we used to run the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. See, and we also feel enforcing the codes in their entirety. But one thing that we are normally good at, we are normally better at enforcement. See, so while the codes were being enforcing, they weren't being enforcing enough under our tenure. See, but when the PNP is there, they turn a blind eye. None of the codes are followed. That is the difference, my people.
Hurdles and political challenges. Second, climate change is amplifying the problem. Hurricanes in the Atlantic are intensifying faster than ever, bringing heavier rainfall and stronger winds. Infrastructure that was adequate even 5 years ago may now be completely under-designed. Third, the physical design of roads and drainage often underestimates extreme events. Internal drains and gullies frequently get blocked, reducing capacity. Ahead of Hurricane Melissa, the NWA launched a $200 million preemptive desilting and drain cleaning campaign, mobilizing crews to clear major thoroughfares and waterways. These efforts were crucial, but they only address short-term risk. They do not transform infrastructure resilience. So here's the key challenge. Even with new codes and massive emergency efforts, if enforcement and structural redesign do not follow through, the next storm could expose the same vulnerabilities. The current redesign ambition is extensive. Roads are being engineered for better drainage. Gullies are being reinforced. Culverts are being sized to handle heavier rainfall. Urban areas are seeing the introduction of permeable surfaces that allow water absorption rather than runoff. Authorities are also reviewing setbacks for buildings along waterways to minimize flood risk. The Jamaica Building Code includes standards for structural safety, drainage, and land use practices. In theory, if developers and municipal authorities fully comply, these measures could drastically reduce damage from future storms.
If developer and municipal authorities would comply. See? So it is the compliance of the municipal corporation. Oftentimes they take kickbacks. Then take a money from a man for just turn a blind eye, my people. And that is what have been happening in Jamaica for years. And that is why we suffer from so much flooding. Because the codes have not been followed properly. See?
But theory is one thing. Practical enforcement is another. Global best practices, highlighted by the Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery, emphasize that codes alone are insufficient. Real impact comes from rigorous inspections, trained personnel, consistent audits, and accountability. Elements, a well-intentioned code is just paper. So the question remains, will Jamaica follow through? Municipal bodies like KSAMC have declared intentions to enforce stricter regulations, but ACAPS reports highlight systemic constraints, limited resources, weak institutional capacity, and local-level enforcement often undermine compliance. This leads to a dramatic tension. The redesign and code revisions are essential, but they will only work if followed by action, on-the-ground inspections, legal enforcement, political will, and adequate funding. Here's the twist. The massive investments and mobilizations ahead of Hurricane Melissa, the $200 million drain cleaning program, the desilting gullies, and road clearance are largely reactive. They reduce immediate risk but do not transform systemic vulnerability. Unless these emergency measures are paired with strict enforcement of building codes, permanent redesign of roads and drainage systems, and comprehensive changes in land use planning, Jamaica risks repeating the same destructive cycle over and over again. Hurricanes and tropical storms will continue to batter the island, causing drains to overflow, roads to crumble, and communities to face devastating damage. Each event will trigger a familiar pattern: immediate emergency response, temporary fixes, and then the long, costly process of rebuilding. Without deeper, systemic change, Jamaica is not just repairing infrastructure, it is perpetuating vulnerability. Every storm exposes the same weaknesses, and the absence of long-term planning ensures that the next hurricane could inflict even greater damage. The real surprise lies not only in the potential force of the next storm, but also in how it will test the nation's commitment to accountability. Citizens are increasingly aware and concerned, and they may demand answers. Why were building codes not enforced? Why are roads still failing? Why does the drainage system remain inadequate? These questions go beyond the technical. They strike at the heart of governance, planning, and institutional responsibility. The ability of authorities to respond effectively will not only be measured in hours and days, but in whether applied. This moment represents a unique Jamaica to embed resilience into the very fabric of everyday life, beyond emergency reaction. It calls for a shift in mindset, a cultural and institutional transformation where disaster preparedness, strict adherence to building regulations, and proactive infrastructure planning become standard practice. By focusing on resilience, Jamaica has the potential to break the cycle of destruction, protect its communities, and ensure that storms do not bring the same level of devastation. This is not just about surviving the next hurricane. It is about redefining how the nation anticipates, plans for, and mitigates the inevitable forces of nature, transforming vulnerability into long-term security. In summary, Hurricane Melissa exposed both progress and gaps in Jamaica's disaster preparedness. The government's proactive drain cleaning, road preparation, and code revisions are necessary first steps. Yet, the ultimate test lies in enforcement, compliance, and institutional capacity. Codes and plans alone will not stop future disasters. Jamaica must commit to inspections, legal accountability, and smarter land use planning to break the cycle of destruction. If you found this breakdown insightful, please like, share, and subscribe.
So, in order for us to get better, my people, we need to start enforcing the rules. And here in the UK, if I buy a microwave or a TV or even a fan, that piece of equipment comes with a barcode. When I am sold that barcode with my card, my bank card, that piece of appliance can be traced right back to me, the buyer. See? What we need to do now in Jamaica is to enforce all rules and regulations, and we need to employ a lot of inspectors to go and inspect these things on a monthly basis. Right? So, the government is saying that Jamaica will be rebuilding now over a number of years, probably in the next decade. But what we're going to do now, we're going to build resilience. So we're not going to build back the structures as we know them. We're going to build them more resilient now. So that's going to take years. See? So that is part of the government plan to build resilience in planning. And Desmond Mackenzie has already signaled that, you know, they're going to change the building codes and make them more stricter. Now, what is the antidote to that? We have a threat to all of those things that we want to do, and that threat is called the PNP. They are the ones who is, you know, or has been or was, you know, not following the rules and making sure that the rules was observed. People, if you look upon the other day in Fitzjackson constituency, when the people them go and build houses and lands that they were not meant to build on. You know, the PNP came out saying Andrew Holness was mashing down people's houses. You know, if you do not have permission to build on that land and the land is not yours, how can you be building a 3-4 story house on it? This is the kind of things that cause all of the flooding and the destruction that we are seeing happening. Although I have a concern, you know, we need to build resilience. And JPS is saying that they can't put the energy systems underground. That's what I've said. And I recognize why they're saying that, because, you know, if they only have probably 600 or 700,000 customers in Jamaica, they're not going to have the money. So the government have to step in at some point in time, whether 10 years from now or 15, 20 years from now, and say, all right, we're going to buy a bigger stake in JPS and we're going to fund putting the energy infrastructure underground. That will help to stave off a lot of, you know, when we do get hurricanes, we can sort out the energy system right away back again. Now, roads will be demolished, but what we need to do is to build resilience in the roads as well. And none of the highway them we see Andrew Holness build no get mashed up in a storm where we don't see none of them get mashed up. See? One local part of one did mash up in a one flood one time, and in China them build it back and they build resilience in it. So all of the highways, what we need to do also, my people, any major roadways that is used for traffic from one city to another city, nobody must be allowed to plant any trees close to the road. And any trees that are close to the road, see, is either we go, anytime we know the storm come, we cut down and limb them. See? So, the storm have nothing to tear it down for drop in the road. This is something that I see them do at England as well, especially in the just before the summer months. You know, so the tree them a go blossom and it all come over in the road. Then cut off, then limb there. We are going over the road. See, so that means a truck and them high-end vehicle, they can draw haul upon it and tear it down. See, so some of these things we have to do, we have to build resilience in these things. Prime Minister, if you want me to come home and head up one inspectorate for you, because then can't buy me out, you know, and then can't get around me. I mean, take 3 million a year to do that. See? And we just have a team of inspector we go to inspect everything. Drains, gullies, road, market. You know, it beggars believe, my people. Me always say to me come to Jamaica and I see some road. Especially in Westmoreland. When I see some road, me drive from Darliston one night and chop a tire. And I have to drive on the tire from Darliston coming to Savlamar to get the change. You know, and I say to myself, say, then you know have a team of people who just go out and document these things. You know have a team of people who just drive out one government vehicle and then say, all right, this week we're in this area and we're going to check on the road them, see where we want patch, we want fill out, we want fix. We have a team of them the people that will just go out and sort out them things. We need to get back, you know. Edward Siaga had a thing called National Works Agency. See? I said it called that night. We still have National Works Agency, no? It called something else. But that it was called something else before it was called National Work Agency. But when it was PWA or PWD, yes, PWD. See? Them used to have dedicated persons who went out on the road and checked for holes and potholes and damage to infrastructure. And then they don't get it sorted out almost immediately. We don't have them to something there again. Public's work, yeah. Department. Right? So we need to either open back public works department or, you know, make something brand new where do the same thing, my people. Right? So there's several things that we can do. Drains. I believe that you see how the government take out road out of the parish council purview. I believe that if you take drains and gullies as well. See? Believe that if you take drains and gullies as well. And make certain so those are clean every 3 months at least. Right? So if we can make certain so them clean every 3 months, that be good. Now when you know say persons are living in an area where it is prone to flooding, drains, proper drains must be built in to those places like McNeil in Westmoreland that keeps getting flood. There are drains there, you know, my people. There are drains there, but in many cases, those drains have not been cleaned for 20, 30 years. See? 20, 30, 15, 10 years, those places have not been cleaned. So what happens is tree growing in a river or tree growing in a drain, anything we want to call it. You have, for example, McNeil, and I've walked through there and I've checked out some of the drainage there. And what I realize is debris that is running from upstream would bank up at one place. And it is there for so long it becomes an island. Now, when you look tree growing a hit, big tree in a hit. See? And then when something else come down the stream, it back up and everything just clog up. See? So we need some people we need to come in and just make certain say all of these places are checked. Canals, gullies, drains, in the townships as well. You know, say a lot of the drains are covered. Right? All of the drains are covered under and in the townships. So for example, if I walk by, I remember what hospital road name. I try to remember what hospital road name. Where the street we run down hospital called again? I think it's called Barracks Road. See? So if you're walking down Barracks Road, you realize that the sidewalk is actually covered and it is the drains underneath that. We don't know what under there so. or black up under there. So we need to be able to open it and go in there and clean out it from time to time. See? And other places in the town, if you walk from say, library, going downtown, there are parts of that road where the drainage is covered, and there's parts of it where it is open. So the parts of it where it is covered, we must be able to open it and go down there and look and see if, something is blocking it, so we can, and persons tell me the same thing about Spanish Town, saying whenever rain fall, the least amount of rain fall in Spanish Town, the whole place flood out, the whole town flood out. See? So what we need to do is make sure that we're able to go under them and clean them out. I see somebody has said stop cutting down the trees. When we say cut down tree, we're not talking about cut down the entire tree from the root or cut down the tree halfway. We're talking about trimming up the tree. See? Just trim up the tree so the wind don't push over it and push out, tear down the limb. Right? When you trim up it, as the season goes on, the leaf then will spring out back and it will grow back a little bit. You don't want to go like on a handicap, so like on a nonsense. What I'm doing? Eh? All of these things are measures that we can take to safeguard homes and safeguard property, my people. See, if you have a big old tree hanging over your house and you see hurricane come, the limb them that is over your house, cut them down now. Just cut down the limb that were over your house. That means you tear down and drop in your house and damage it. See? And if you have a big tree in your yard where you usually park your car, common sense I can tell you to move it. See? Yes, we have to have certain areas that is restricted from residential use. For example, I am from the community of Russia in Savlamar. Now, Russia is on the coastline of Jamaica. So when you start from down at the market, come right around the coast, go up to Midfield, going to Paradise. You see me, I say, so certain parts of it, persons do live as close as possible to the beach. Those persons, they should be moved inland, I believe. And people are going to complain to me spend much money to build my house and this and that already. But what you ready to do? You ready for Indian Jones and Dead Leffy? Or you prefer the government move you and give something else? See? The government does have a program, Mr. Sterling or Miss Sterling, I don't know who. See? Does have a program where they're taking off all vehicles off the road. Right? Hold on, I'm going to turn on the phone line. Dennis, hold on, I'm going to turn. Don't give me a second. The live I got pause. I'm not going nowhere. I just go turn on the phone line. I come. Yes, Dennis. Well, the phone line up active now. See? In my parish, JPS does tree limbing from time to time. Yes, we need all of these things. So when we see them and hang over, I wire them. At that cost, enough I wire them for tear down now, Because tree, I hang over, I wire them. Tree, they grow tree, wire, all kind of something. So if we did just clip them down a little bit and cut them off, we would have saved enough of our infrastructure. See, we wouldn't have to put up back enough of wire them. See? Because tree depend them, all kind of things that grow up on them and nobody nah make certain so then something they clean up. JPS need to hire more workers, or we need to have more permanent workers at JPS. Because we see say we are prone to hurricanes and every time we have a major disaster we have to send for help from foreign. JPS need to go on a program where they're training persons. Yeah, there's that problem that me I say, if we prepare for it now and do the best that we can. Yes, Dennis, you can call. If we do the best what we can do for prepared for all of these things, it will make it a little better. We still will get damage, but not to this extent that we are seeing. Yeah, man. So we have to take our time and prepare for these things. And this need managers, proper managers, people with vision, people who can lead. You know, we don't talk about people with PNP just placed there for hold position because they want to have political power. So in a lot of cases, this is what they do. You know, place people in positions where they can have control over it. And the work don't get done. This is why we are flood out now. This is why we are drawn, because they not dredge the drain them. They not clean nothing. They not cut nothing. They not try to do nothing. They not do no kind of cleaning at all. They just left things. You can't do that. A long time climate Edward Siaga I talk about climate change for in time there. Long before Holness. Edward Siaga talk about climate change. I see it there. It'll happen now. And imagine we never have Nigel Clark to do all of them. Then look at something that we do for me. We want to look at extra dollar in our coffers now for help fix back things. Just imagine. It would have been 100 times worse. Imagine this as time that it come in the 19 years PNP. All know we would have build back. May I tell you no? All know. If this time did happen in the 19 years in the PNP, we would have build back. Dujon, do you believe that the people of Westmoreland build board structures because they are poor, or is it because they don't have the opportunity to own land? Owning the land is not the issue, you know, because everybody knows that if you live on piece of land for a certain amount of time in Jamaica, 25 years, see? Well, we take Dennis car.
Hello?
Yeah, my boss.
Yeah, man in Dutch.
Yeah, man. That's all the line. Look, make me say something. So if you live on a piece of land for 25 years on a government land, you can then go and register that piece of land, you know. This is actually true. You can go and register this piece of land and pay the taxes for it. And the government will work out with you, you know, your documentation. So it's not because they are poor. It's because oftentimes me have a house already. And through me have a house, me have a roof, me no bother. And that is a problem most of the time. No for people them have concrete house at Westmoreland, they don't own the land. But them build concrete house. Yeah, my boss, go ahead.
Okay, that same thing concerning land ownership.
Yeah.
I have it as one of my points that I wanted to, discuss with you and the audience. Land ownership under the tenancy, as you have said, under the Tenancy Act, if you occupy a land for over 10 years in Jamaica, then you become the rightful owner of that land. And
no, you
one of the
you
things
can
about
be registered, but if you live on it for 25 years, then you have dibs to it. You see what I say?
Yeah. In terms of land ownership in the West, I think I've been saying this for a while, and some PNP people take me on about it and what have you. Up to yesterday, Sunday, somebody take me on about it. The former PJ Pattison. He's a real estate lawyer.
Yes.
And he was a former prime minister. And I am saying they were more interested to win election than even to try to regularize people who are living on that land. Now me hear people are come talk, JLP in a power for 10 years and they must fix the problem. The problem was there for over 60 odd years and no one saw it.
But
no one saw it.
JLP is fixing the problem. No.
The thing is, you can't tell me it's a PJ went there for such a long time, and PJ is a man with he's a real estate lawyer because in firm is Pattison. You understand? So he's a real estate lawyer, and him should actually see it and say, no, for the people them on the land there. I mean, regularize it. Land for them. They have a thing where them call land for the landless and all of that. remember me used to have that slogan there, what have you. No, we are at this stage. It's going to be a little challenge for the government, because when you go into these communities and somebody depend on land and you have to put a container there, for a home and that. You may face, as if you might not be able to prove that that person is the right owner. You understand? So it's gonna be a challenge. Now, Bobby Montague, I think Bobby Montague is the man that is in the office there that is to deal with that problem, to deal with that aspect where land is concerned. And I hope he is, on this thing, because this thing is very important. Next 10 years from now, I hope we will be able to solve this problem, because a lot of people in Jamaica is on people's land or on land that them enough for them, and they have no document or anything like that. So I hope the government, Mr. Montague will jump on this thing and try to help regularize a lot of the people who are on these, on these lands, squatting on these lands.
As long as they can prove that they live there for a long time, they will regularize them. Here where the problem comes. The people that lives in flood-prone areas and the people that lives on coastline, we see, especially coastline as prime real estate. When government come and tell them, say, yo, it's dangerous for you to live there, so you have to move. You know what they're going to say?
A poor people. Them are poor people.
Say government want the land to sell the hotel. That they're going to say.
Yeah, man.
So, that's the way we have a
chat. Build smart city.
Exactly.
And that's the thought now. Exactly. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have heard about, there is a December the 8th. There is a plan out there now to analyze a government official. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the date is December the 8th.
To analyze which government official?
Well, we'll hear in a short while. We'll hear in a short while, but it is out there now.
Who plan this event?
I think it's well, from what some. I have a little unconfirmed source, but just a wait little more for hear what is happening on the ground, because it's not. I don't think it's from Jamaica. It's outside of Jamaica.
Okay.
It's outside of Jamaica.
Okay.
But this is an act of terrorism.
And Ratigan them a planning. And Ratigan them a planning. Well.
As I said, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out more about it. You will hear it, man. You'll hear it. It's out there, It's out there.
So they have a planned protest coming soon to protest against the government. So they have and I hope the police don't grant them no license. See? But
yes, because it's terrorism. You see, let me tell you something. We have been talking this thing, about the role of the opposition leader. You see, with all of this thing where happen, if you notice the opposition leader, from all that has been happening, from the time him hear him utter out time out, say him will get wicked pan them. You understand? I realize realize people starting to change. A lot of people starting to change.
Caroline said George talked about it this morning. Not true. Me have to get the clip there for later on.
Okay. People start to change, because if you notice, a lot of their supporters now are becoming disrespectful, and them talk all the most dirty things about the Prime Minister and his wife. How can you, a leader, the leader who is the head of the country, you might not, let me tell you something, we might not agree, it's not, like for example, our parents, we might not agree with everything our parents said, but guess what now? The government, the government that is there now was democratically elected, and you're saying to me, you say the most disrespectful thing. Me hear them words when me hear that brother the inside, he should. Me I tell you say, and that's why me I say, you see, this man here, Andrew Wheatley, him need to start do start work more, where this cybercrime is concerned, because this thing is getting out of hand. And you can't have people who are inside those things against the leader of the country. And like I said, we don't live in an autocratic society, we live in a democratic society where people cast their vote on September the 3 and the government was duly elected. You want to tell me now, say, somebody I go get up and say that about Andrew Holness and his wife and the... No, you don't. You don't do that. If that was America, Canada, or the UK, that person would have been in jail. No.
In a Donald Trump America, they kill him. You know, see Donald Trump just shoot up people both and a bomb. Anybody said that about Donald Trump? But dead, them are dead.
It's from bad to worst. And this we can't sit down and lay back with these people out there inside these kind of violence.
So me can't
you understand? I know he has his security around him, but at the same time, you can't be doing this thing. All right. You might not agree with the policies, all his policies and all of that. Just like how I never agree with a lot of policies that PJ had in place. But PJ was the prime minister in the period of the 1990s, and I had to accept what he was doing at the time.
I know, nobody never disrespected him.
Exactly. When Portia was there, I respected what Portia was doing and whatever. I might not agree to everything, but at the end of the day, she was the leader and what have you. You understand? And I can't understand these people. They believe, and Jamaica have to take a serious stand where this internet thing here is concerned, People gonna say we are dictators, but it can't be business as usual like this.
Suppose me tell her say, Dennis say, in China, every single God Almighty thing that they post by your social media, government see in China. You see, always say anything and do anything. You can't do it in China, and you can't do it at a place like North Korea and them place. They are Iran and Russia. Everything we post by your social media, government know. But I'm give you a little update. So in the last 9 years, the government has given out 13,000 titles to persons who have lived on land. So I never feed them land, they never buy. So we not talk about people who actually buy land and own tiger. We talk about people who never have no tiger and then just live on land. The government gave out 13,000 titles. Now the government is saying that in years to come, they'll be giving out 25,000 titles per year to persons who never own land. But for as long as a government land, you're depending, you're not really in a known problem. Here where the problem come. When you live on somebody's land for 20 a year, see, and you build your house on it, and you can't take people them land. So in most cases, then lease you want part of it, but you can't take it. So that's why you have a problem. But if you live on a piece of land where government own it, you're not no title problem. Government no can just give a piece of title feet, just survey for your local part and give for you, and you're good. See, go ahead, my brother.
Yes. Good, very good info.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, we are treading down a dangerous pathway, and I would believe that you see the role of the opposition leader. The opposition leader is not the opposition leader of yesteryear.
That the office they mash up, my brother. That the office there is no more. Me not even recognize it, and I have no respect for it. Me can't tell you no. People say
I can't understand the opposition. He sits down. He sits down. I know the Prime Minister goes on social media. It's very social media savvy. And I'm saying that the opposition leader, even if he doesn't go on social media, but he has people who monitors his page, because I know he has a page. And I am saying all these things are coming out there, and you don't even put a message out there to say to your people or whoever. This is not. You see, the thing is,
Let me ask you a question, Dennis. Why you do that when you know, say? See? Because what they're doing, with this propaganda, they're chipping away at the image of the Prime Minister. All it takes now, is for something to happen. We make it seem as if the Prime Minister is in a precarious situation. And then all of the years where them say Prime Minister did thief and he did this and that. And that them a wait for, you know. Just for one, cause the longer the Prime Minister is there, it is the more likely something untoward might happen through one of his ministry or one of his ministers, and it might fall upon Fime's shoulder. So while they're here, they're chipping away at it every year. So eventually it will work. Me I tell you no, eventually it will work. And they know this.
They understand that, Dodge.
Yeah.
But look on it from this way too. Hello?
Yeah, man, we are listening, we are here.
Okay. Look at it from this way. He is the opposition leader, you know, is aspiring to become Prime Minister one day. And if you flip it around, the same thing that they are doing now is the same thing that to reach him later on. So don't think that he is out there, he's all perfect and everything is good. The same thing that they are doing to the government is the same thing that them in the long run.
Them not care about that. What they want is get them we put in place things where they need to keep power. I say it's a criminal operation we are dealing with, you know. See? I say it's a bunch of criminal we are dealing with.
Let me tell you, this you see this social media thing, man. The social media thing is good and it is bad. Because a lot of these guys are hiding. You see, a lot of these guys, you see, coming up and talking things about the Prime Minister. A lot of them, you see, there is one that calls himself Truth 1, 2, 3, 4. He's on Facebook and I confront 2 days in a row I've been confronting him. And I've said to him, what are the Prime Minister told? Oh, the Integrity Commission. I said, listen, have you read the Integrity Commission report? He still can't answer me. So I said to him, say, you are hearing things talking on the street, but you have to research the facts. And you have to have the facts. Because can you go into a court of law and say that the man is a criminal and you don't have evidence? So these people and a lot of them, when they're coming out, you see them have anonymous this and anonymous that because they are hiding. If you search for them on the internet, you're not going to find anything about them because they just create this page and they are hiding. You understand? So that is it. That's why I'm saying we need to put more stronger system in place that we can track these people. We can track them.
Hold on, Dennis. Mr. Paulette say, good morning, Dujan. I am begging for my daughter. She lost her house. Has 14 plies. She needs 16 sheets of zinc. Begging some help to buy them, please. Paulette, who is your member of parliament or councillor? See? Hopefully I'm not PNP. If ever PNP, I can't help you. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah.
Hold on, Dennis. Hold on. Let me see if I can add. Let me see if I can add somebody to your call. Who did that call me? You can go and talk, man. Shane.
Okay. My final point is in terms of the donation. Remember, I see so many people criticizing the government about donation, but I noticed the PNP created a portal. You hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, we are hearing.
Okay, the PNP has created a portal. And I noticed, I haven't heard, for about a month, I haven't heard how much donation, like $1, $5, $10, $1 million, nothing. You notice you haven't heard nothing about it. And while it's not taxpayers' money, but
Shane,
I'm lost.
Turn on your device, Shane. Go ahead, man. Where are you, Dennis?
I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Me just listening to you, man. Go on, talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the fact that you talk about transparency, and accountability. I notice that's not so for the PNP. because I hear people criticizing the government, say the government get millions and billions and what have you. And I notice I haven't heard anything out of the PNP. And it's not taxpayers' money. Yes, it's not. But isn't it donation that is coming to help people who are affected by the hurricane in Jamaica?
I can't tell you something, Dennis.
Go ahead.
I can tell us I care how much money they get, because I don't. I hope they get 50 billion. I hope they hope they take all like idiot them where I send money I give them and spend the money the way they want to do and don't fix one roof. That me hope. One of them the people they are idiot. But anyway, go ahead.
No, but if you say that you hold the government accountable and you are talking about transparency, it should be across the board.
Well, we know say it is not across the board with the PNP, and we know say they're corrupt. We know them are criminal.
And when I hear people like the Jamaicans for Justice and the NIAs and the other rest of them and all of that, I notice I don't hear anybody talking about them. I notice everything is just quiet.
Yeah, because them wait for the government to do something with them deem to be untoward, for run out for the government, because they themselves are PNP guys. NIA, all of them. Jamaica for Justice, JAMP. They are all PNP garrisons. See?
Me have one question.
I'm gonna wrap up now. That's just my 2 cents.
No, wrap up yet, because me ask one question. Because this same collection of money thing.
Yeah.
Rattigan them never have one collection problem one at a time. What do you happen to that?
Then collect the money and the money go missing in a brown envelope, Rattigan them, and the money not go where it's supposed to go, because all of them they're not here for the best interest of the nation. They are here to scrape, and all of them are
there are also some members who were part of them who have left them because of the same money issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I asked what did the end of it?
The end of it just die. It just die like that, because they just die a natural death.
Mm-hmm.
As many other things with money where they are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, me have a question about the land thing on that talk about, because me do some reading on that thing there before and all that. Me not certain if the information on that pass off the correct person, is, to be honest,
Yeah.
Because squatting is one thing, It's like you squatting in somebody's house, But that the terms and conditions, if you're living at the place for over 12 years, 12 and a half years exactly, it's say, and you were paying the bills, including the land tax or whatever tax, undisturbed. It keep on say that word, undisturbed. Nobody trouble you. Then you can make some farm application to that. But you realize that if you squat on land, you realize that some of it, if it's crown land, is 60 years. Yeah. And if it's local land, is 50 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is the rule. However, there is a unwritten rule where it is not really a rule, but you don't know how regulation.
It is a colonial law.
Yeah. So the 60 years and the 50 years is the actual law, but
exactly.
If you is a 30-year-old person and you capture a piece of land, you never go own the land in your lifetime. See? So
exactly, that's why I'm saying
there's an unwritten rule.
Here understand something a while ago, but me not sure if me 100% you want to say, but this 10-year thing and whatever
legally,
it is.
Legally, a court will hear you. That is basically what we are saying. The court will hear you if you have it undisturbed for then about 12 and a half years. They will. So if you live on it for 20, 30 years, and nobody not trouble your money, and you not left off of it, odds are nobody not gonna trouble you for the next 30 either. So the law will allow you, but that a really rule. It is just an unwritten rule. As a matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I may never really see that there's a rule. Okay, me get you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, law is you have to live there for 60 years or 50 years. But if you live on piece of land for 25 years, nobody not trouble you, nobody not want it. Most of it are probably even swamp and gully. Nobody not gonna trouble you. So then government not got no problem figure it. So he go and take it. See?
But you have to make sure so the people them not paying for their land, because if they're paying for the land, it's still classified as undisturbed.
Yeah, but when you go there, they're gonna tell us to survey the land. You can't register the land without survey anything. So when you go survey and go for register it, go in a land or in a title place, they go tell us that somebody else own the piece of land, yeah. And then can actually Google it and look on the piece of land where you talk. Or then can go on Google Map and say, see there, this is a piece of land, yeah. Plot whatever this is paying by Shane. And see you know Dennis a try to pay for it, but a Shane own it, so no, you can't pay for it. See, or if the land is big enough where you can link up Dennis and say, Dennis, me dey on the little square and me survey, you sell me. Up to Dennis now, if you say, boy, me will lease, you know, I mean sell you. Just go and pay me 10,000 a year till it done. See? So there's ways around it, you know, but the official law is either 60 years or 50 years. But if you live on it for a certain amount of time, nobody not trouble you. And if nobody not turn up feet, nobody not trouble you. Because yeah, people go are foreign still, you know, and they are foreign 50 years and left their land, but they never pay no tiger fee, they never pay no tax fee, so you can't able to capture it in other way there. You understand?
Yeah. Yes. But you can capture it and live. But if you not do 50 years, you still not own it.
This is what me I say. After 50 years, you know, it become automatically yours. After 50 years.
Because the other squatting law when people are referred to, you know, is like a abandoned property, you know, it's like a house.
Yeah. So because you don't reach 50 years, that means that you can't own it legally. This is what me I said to you. But after 50
I tell you, the land law is different from the squatting line.
Yeah, yeah. So if you go in somebody else,
people mix them up.
If you go in somebody else go squat, you know, odds are you could have did there 50 years, you know, must be fair, see me. See? But after 50 years,
if they abandon it and then not paying the whatever, and you are paid fee over 12 and a half years, you know,
same thing for the
you
land.
can lay a claim to that.
I do the land.
Yeah, that automatically become yours.
So even the land as well. Are the same thing when me I say no.
You'll be paying like the taxes and all
no,
of that.
the land different.
No,
you can't go make something on somebody's land and then lay a claim to it.
Hold on.
The house you have to do there, you're going to go squat in it.
Hold on, Shane. You hear me I say? If you go and squat in somebody's house, right? That is different. Even though it allows you some way down the line to claim that house, right? And you can pay the bills and pay the taxes, see? Or pay the bills for the house, right? However, on the land now, when you go on a piece of government land, and government don't want if you do nothing, you did it 20 year, 15 year even, you can go and register it. See? There are provisions in the law that allows you to do that, right? Provided you know they know when you're on roadway where government will cut road and everything there. Because if your government plan to cut road, they say you can't build nothing there.
You can't occupy.
Occupy. See? So that although it is two different laws for land and house, the land, just the land alone, you building on a piece of government land, it won't mean if you live on it for 50 years or 60 years before you can claim it. And that me I try to tell you. See, you can claim it before that. Providing the government want if you do nothing. See?
Okay.
Yeah. But after 50 years or 60 years, you living on it, it is automatically fair. Nobody can tell you nothing. You can't go register it and take it. But if you're 30-year-old already, by the time you're 60 or 90-year-old, you're probably dead and gone left for you to get registered.
But you realize that you can live on a piece of land for 50 years. But it come with one only requirement, so if you can't prove it, it still not mean nothing to the court.
This is why you have to register it, because that's the court want. So you don't have to wait till 50 or 60 years to register it. That's what I tell you. So if when time you reach up to 50 or 60 years, you can prove that you live on it, and a fear, you can't. And that's the way you find with the land that Michael Manley give away. See, what him saying give away. These people then just live pan it, they don't register it after they live the 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, they don't register nothing and pay one little tax fee or nothing. So when 50 year, 60 year come, government can tell them say come and fight or tell them pity them say come and fight and a feel because them parents fail. That me I say. See?
Well, me have a question, you know, because it's seriously disturbing, especially in a phone side of the country they want to come from. Cause when me I learn about down at them place, boy, I mean, I don't know. That they come like I want to separate piece of Jamaica, like that department in from Jamaica.
In a hard to fix like
Shane, that's why I say. Shane, that's why I said that the Westmoreland has had so many prominent parliamentarians. The first was former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson. You had Roger Clark, you have Wickham McNeil, and you have others following them. Now, PJ is a real estate developer, and I believe that in his time of administration, he should have looked at the land down there and tried to get more people regularized. So and that's where most of the problem is now, that this government now will have to take on all of that task.
So let me
say they have started it already.
Let me say this, Dennis. All right, we'll go back a little bit further than what we did there. All right, what we did now. So listen to this. Remember now, when you buy a piece of land, you know, and you buy one piece of land, say for 3 million, 4 million, 10 million, 20 million even. Remember now, you pay that the money the fee land, you know. And every year after that, what happen?
You pay taxes.
You have to pay taxes. So listen to this. If me occupy a piece of land, and me have to wait 60 years to get that land, me not pay the 10 million, the 20 million, the 25 million, you know. Me get to skip over that for all the years them when me dey on it. Eh? Because remember the land still hold a value and still have a value, still worth something. But me not go pay that because me live the long time. See? So that's why you have to register it. Hold on, my doctor call me. Hold on, guys. If you don't cut out.
They used to move around their houses.
I know, yeah, I've seen that.
So the government is saying that obviously these people don't really have certain type of claim to the land because, as where people are trying to say. I think that is the real issue.
You know, hear me?
Yeah,
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. Them man said no sound on the live, so you know. You tell me if you not hear me.
Me I hear you know. You did cut out for a minute, but you come back now.
Yeah, man. My doctor call me, so me pick up a call. But yeah. So somebody has said if you live on it for 60 years, your children then can still apply.
No. Let me repeat what I just said, Dujon, because this is what the government are saying.
Yeah.
Because me not think you know what the government are saying. This is what me think the government. Me at least when me read by what the government did say the other day.
Yeah.
In one of them newspapers. The government is saying that Westmoreland have a unique situation where the land belongs to both government and estate, that private company, including sugarcane company and other companies, right?
Yeah.
What they're saying, over the years, the people them lease the land. Is a lease land. Is not undisturbed situation.
Yeah.
It is a situation where they lease the land and they move around from different estate to different estates. It's not like them permanent pan no if you know this and or that or whatever. A few people they're on crown land, which is over 50 years, but they can't prove it either, but they're depending anyway. Understand? So that is the situation down a phone here.
That's how I made that try explain to you before me get the call is that, even though it says after 60 years, this is why the law allows you after say 12 years to register it. So remember now, you not pay the million where worth. Because when somebody come survey it, them are going to say to you, say, boy, Shane, it worth 10 million. You can't find the 10 million as a poor person, but you live money for how long. So the law allows you to register it. So the registration of it by you registering it.
We get that the one there. We get that the one there. But you still skip when me ask you.
Yeah.
Me I say to you, say, them say they have a unique situation where the people them was leasing and was moving around from property to property.
Well,
that's the issue with Westmoreland.
I don't know nobody we do that. We see house and move around. All right. But me personally,
all right. Let me shift into this thing. Yeah. This. What I know, in Manchester, you have lands up there that is owned by the Backside Company.
Yeah.
A lot of lands up in Manchester are owned by Backside Company.
Which part of Manchester?
Northeast, some part in a central. Northeast come from, so me know. Right now, Backside have land up there, and even though they don't find any deposit up there, it is still owned by the Backside Company.
That's true.
People lease the land. People lease the land to do farming on it and all of that. But what I am saying, the government has part ownership in the Backside Company. So I am saying, just as how you're saying that these companies these companies who used to plant sugar cane and all of that, in partnership with the government, they can come together now because sugar cane is not they're not doing much sugar cane in Westmoreland anymore. So I'm saying, why can't the government come together, form a partnership then and see how you can get these people to get to be recognized on the land?
No. This is the thing where I think we're gonna skip over the real issue. The real issue is let me tell you what I think the issue where the government talk about is. The issue is the government would want to choose a special place, then cut up a special place and put everybody. But no, that's not what the people really want. The people really want to live exactly where they are now. Scatter all over different land, including crown land and estate land. They literally call it estate land, right?
But that's not what the problem. Let me tell you what happened in Westmoreland. Let me tell you what happened in Westmoreland. So let me tell you what happened in Westmoreland. The crown lands in Westmoreland is not utilized for living. Where you find the most deposit of persons in Westmoreland is in swamps.
Mm-hmm.
See? Alright, for example, Russia, where me come from, that many years ago that was swamp. My family are my first people who go to live. So I can't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Me remember when I look at it, I see all scorpion there. We don't see them sitting there again. See? Baylor used to run up and down there, one heap of crab. I saw it did swampy. See, we don't see them something there. See? When you look for Matney, that's a swamp.
Yeah.
When you look for places like Farm Pen, that's why I did cane land and swamp too. See?
Yeah.
They dump it over the time to plant cane panny. When you look at some part in a George's Plain, those are all soft lands. See? Those are cane lands as well. Right? So unless the sugar estate, the lands what the sugar estate then deem them as crown land as well. And they'll give it to the sugar estate at the time to grow sugar upon if you plant cane. Unless that them I say. But me can tell you, say, most of the places where people live If you look all upon 12th Street, down the side it's swamp. Matter of fact, almost all of Savannah it's swamp.
No. This is what me I said. This is the issue with why you, me understand that bit. This is the issue.
Yeah.
Where the government is saying they would choose a special place now to put people, but people don't want to move from where them exactly is now. That's the problem. People are saying they want to take away their land from them, which for them there.
Then should have a choice.
That is a problem because let me tell you, you don't know if you remember about Clifton in Portmore. It's the same problem. It's the same problem Clifton was having to, and the government had to step in, and because people those lands, because it is a watershed area, and the government had to step in.
No. Clifton was different as far as when me read, If I read Clifton, Clifton definitely.
I used to live in Portmore. I am telling you about it. I used to live in Greater.
Yeah, but Clifton, when we read on Clifton, where the government posts up about the whole Clifton thing, is that it captured and a sell by criminal to people, and people literally are one. This is a different situation.
That's just one part of it. That's just one part of it.
At the same thing at me in Savlamar, these lands I'm telling about, they are captured by PNP councillors and members of parliament and then leased to the people. A government official actually do that, and no criminal. Unless you want to call them criminals, but
No, but if what may I tell you, said this is the problem with if you lease the land. If you lease the land is not occupied land.
But we not talk about no official lease. That the government that talk about now. These persons that live on the land, say for example, one of the councillor them did it from yesterday, capture it and then lease it to the people them and then pay him the money and him not give them the receipt. Then have no way to prove say they lease it. And that's a problem coming now.
But Clifton was the same thing too. Yeah. Clifton people was buying land over there and no them not something, they don't have no official receipt, nothing.
Yeah.
You understand? So when the government step in now and decide say, all right, we're gonna put you at point A, and so that you can everything can be okay and all of that. That would be much better.
Okay. Me like to understand things, I understand things, but I think Westmoreland, as where DUJON'S say, listen this now. The people are two situations me here now, because him just create another situation. Because the government is saying that the people them want to stay exactly where them is, when them would have want to move them out of that area. And now DUJON had to it and say it's actually a swampland. It can't be.
That's what I was gonna say. No, you can't keep them there because when the government, it's just like all right, just like this place here, DUJON. I heard you call it name. By East Kingston, where the people live on the riverbank.
Burger Gully.
Burger. Burger. Outer Burger, basically, I know like say a government sell them the land. People choose to go and live on the riverbank and all of that. And when you say to them, say, all right, when you educate them and say to them, say, listen, you can't stay here because this is a serious threat to both you, your family, and the government and all of that. So government has to come in and take that stand there and say, you from here because the swamp, we can't live in a swamp.
You see them the people there must move and they have to move.
No, we are going to use sarcasm now. How you can't say they can't live in a swamp where they remember the leader half of them are swamp to go live in there. But still they don't use dump up swamp and put them.
No, but listen, swamp can't dump up, Swamp can't dump up, but you have to make provisions and you have to make certain so you do it properly.
You dump the swamp, yes, but when you dump the swamp, remember, you have to do a lot of
environmental.
This is why you have to do a lot of environmental studies so that you can provide drain. You see the problem you have affect Westmoreland now with drain and the water. You know what it. Me say one name this one name MP Ian Years was there talking about water a flood out for him constituency and what have you. Over the years, if successive government had just sat down and say, all right, we're going to we got build drain and we have got maintain them and all of that. Then half of the problem that they are having down here where water is settling, they wouldn't happen.
May I show you something? May I
No, but-
show you when I see them do at England. May I show you when I see them do
But
at
the
England.
bridging, the next bridging, not Jordan. But me understand what you're saying, but listen what happened now down at St. Elizabeth.
Dennis.
You have a place down there where me I read about now named Slipe. The people them drain part of one swamp or maras or whatever they call it, right? And it become dry land for a long while now, and people buy and sell and people build up house money and everything. But literally right now, as we are speak, the sea push back up all of the fresh water and turn back the whole place in a swamp again.
But you could have mitigate against that, you know. Like me I tell you now. Me a man, me drive all over England. And me see some place and me can tell you know what they do? Me show you what they do. Them build a wall. Whole heap of concrete. It wide. See? And behind that wall.
Like down a moorland, man. You know what they call down a moorland?
Behind that wall, then dump it come way up in the sky. Then dump it come. And then after then done dump it with the wall, then put iron in front of it, carry go way up in the air, and then dump on top of it. And everybody build, everybody live, then build proper drain, proper infrastructure. So we can do them things there too. See? But people who live on the coast. You see people who live on the coast, them is a threat, they have to move, they need to come in. So
yeah,
the government
I agree.
To move. See? But we can't
you have to understand this, you know. This is the problem with the St. Elizabeth case, you know, according to the environmental people, them, you know. The underneath it is, you see, like over England here, so now they have down a moors there, so where they have you know, so moorland is the same thing, is the maras thing, them then drain the maras and sitting and people live down there.
Yeah.
But they, as you said, they build up a big wall and sitting, but under that, they build tunnel like how they build in London underground, you know. They have tunnel under it to keep on draining, you know.
That may I say. Them have to build out.
But at Jamaica now, we can't afford that.
No,
we can't afford to build in there underneath. Maras, we got drain.
We can't afford anything. We just have to take with time. We don't need to rush. We do nothing. We can't take with time and do it.
Hey guys, there's let me tell you too. Also, some of the problems that we are having. I have seen two developments of, you know, private developers. They are also part of the problems too, you know, because a private developer develop a housing scheme, and they cut the road and put in light and water and everything, and guess what? No drain in the community. What you think?
We talked about it earlier, you know, with the plaza down at Savla,
Estuary. There is one here, estuary. And when you look, there's they didn't do anything like a feasibility study of the area or what have you. So when you look, you see about 3 or 4 ponds right in the middle of the housing scheme.
Remember I said Negril that swamp, you know. Negril now flood.
You have to say yourself, say, boy, you know, is this really well, I don't know.
Remember, you know, say Negril that swamp, you know, Negril now flood. Ochirios, the coastline at Ochirios, you come off of the road and go in on the hillside, you know. All like flat part in the place that swamp, you know, they not flood now.
Okay.
They not flood. Why? Because they dump it properly. See? But over time,
me a Manchester man, you know, and right now, near to where me come from, of a Belfield, they say, well, I don't have bottom down, I will see, they say, well, I don't
I'm nearby there, so my boss. I'm nearby there, so. You talk about content. Me know content, man. Content a place where me walk, bro. Content a place where me walk. Up to Cynthia, I was down there. Mm-hmm. And that is a natural lesson. Many of the person who live there didn't know that. Because those lands were given to those people by the backside company farmer Alcan, where enough people don't know.
No, to be honest, you see, in 1986, me this small, but we could remember when my father carry me and we walk and we go stand up and look on the water. Yeah? Me can't clearly remember how we hear this set up and how we cover, but me clearly remember when that happened, when it flooded out in 1986. And to be honest, I just think it's crazy that people literally have built brand new house in a spot
I have a friend who built a nice house, and the water, luckily she actually escaped because the water actually reached our gate and stopped. It's dry up now, you know. It's drying up now. Because the road can be used now.
She want a lucky one name with Bill Fair.
Yeah. She was, trust me, she was blessed, man, because her house could have been submerged under that water, but because she's there further up on the hill and what have you. But remember in 2002 when me go college, Poor Us. I don't know if you remember that one, Bridget. Poor Us was flooded. Yeah, man. 2002 when I go college, it was flooded and what have you. All I do was go. You see the thing about it too. Government has to take, whether PNP or JLP, has to take responsibility too with this. You see, if when you're driving on the highway now and look at the amount of the new highway, Williamsfield to me, when you look at the amount of mining pits that are there that are mined out by the backside company and just left there like that, what do we expect? That is what they say the chicken come home to roost now, you know. That's basically what is happening.
Me really don't want to get into the conspiracy theory kind of nonsense.
No, man. No, it's not conspiracy, but that is a contributing factor.
No,
it's not conspiracy theory.
No. The pit them will naturally collect water. The pit them will naturally collect water, whether or not.
Let me tell you your opinion. I am entitled to mine. What I am saying to you. No. If you dig a hole and just left it there like that, you didn't you take out what was there, you didn't put back anything in there. What are you gonna expect to happen? It's gonna accumulate water.
Exactly. That's what I was. Maybe not gonna say anyway.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But if you see the way when you are talking about now, the content is about more than 1,000 feet higher than them places where you are talking about. See, so there is no way the water will run back from porous upper content.
No, I'm not saying. I've never said that. What I am saying, in porous, going down, those pits were open. Those pits were dug out and open. So as a result of that, water. Remember you have what is called a water table. So if you dig it out and leave it, Manchester is made of limestone. If you dig there and leave it open like that, then what is going to happen when rain falls? The water table down there is the water is going to rise and it's going to come up with the natural water that is falling from the sky. We not do geography, but that's something where anybody can understand.
Well, if you're saying, let me say and put it in another way. What you're trying to say? You're trying to say that if you open out a bowl and full it of water, over time it soaks down and it creates more water. That's what you're saying, right?
If you open a bowl outside and
catch water in it.
You put water is coming from the sky, and the bowl has opening underneath it. The water that is coming up is gonna come up coming down from the sky. You're gonna have all that accumulation of water there. That's what
I'm saying, how does that affect even green and
No, man, I'm not. I'm not talking about evergreen. With evergreen, they are mining around here. You don't know that. They are mining around that side, you know. My gully is now being mined, you know.
Listen.
The mining companies is around here.
I'm telling you, me born go where you're talking or something. Me know exactly where you're talking.
Regin, after 1989, me know about me. I've been living in Manchester, so where you tell me know all the way you tell me already. When I got dispute that, but the mere fact is that a lot of around Pick a Pepper factory right now. Water has accumulated around there. There's two big craters that was done by the backside company.
So what you think, Dennis?
And they are
I'm more
accumulating water.
Dennis,
than
them
I'm more than
There's
that.
two I know. One on the left side, over into the backside company, and one on the right side going if you're going towards Mile Gully.
So Dennis,
The
where
two
you
of them
think,
accumulate
where you
water.
think, Dennis, them
If you turn-
Where did that water come
don't
from?
use them, right?
Uh-huh.
Them for make them fill them
What
up
them?
when once they don't use
No.
them.
No, but this is
They
this
should
is
be
the
filled
problem.
back. They should be reclaimed and filled back. That's what but the backside.
Me
That's
not
what the
problem
backside
with what you
company
say
should
about
have
fill
done.
them back, you know. Me not a problem with what you say about fill them back, you know. But this is the problem with when me find with what you're saying. You see, the water we even go in at the pit round a pick pepper factory there, so. You realize that it come out of the mountain above pick pepper factory, so the water would have run out of the mountain anyway.
I don't know where the water is coming from. I can't say, but I know that there is water rising around
Yeah.
here.
It come from above and I come across the road and I go over the side in the same pit them when they dig over there. But I'm saying I don't understand why people think that if the pit them why the
mountain.
There should be refilled back though. There should be refilled back. The backside company should have refilled them back. That's all I am saying. They should have been refilled back.
What did you say?
Me say if the water come from a natural spring in the mountain.
A natural spring out of one rock stone in the mountain.
Okay.
All right. Did you know, Shane? Did you know that there is a number of riverhead that run underneath that entire stretch there? Did you know that?
Right back up to few here where you say you come from. Go right back up to
there's a river coming from down Oxford, called Nicey River. You have Yankee River where I come from down from back up in a Chilani back up. You have two other rivers between Silent Hill and Moravia because my family live in Moravia. Mm-hmm. You understand? And when they come, all of them come. I see that little, if you go through Porous, there's a little stream that many people probably, maybe now you might see it now because, you know, and all of that water it's going down. Where does it go?
Gentlemen,
into Milk River.
Me have to wrap up and now have to get ready to go to work.
You see, this is the thing with what people don't know. The thing, the stream where you call stream down Porous, you know. Well, it is not actually a stream, you know. It's actually the same Scotts Pass River, you know.
Hey, guys, me have to wrap up now because I go to work, see? So me have to jump off now, guys.
Okay,
yeah, man, blessings.
Yeah, man. Respect. Manners. So, big up all 248 person who is here. Big up all 142 person that gave me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. And we'll soon this evening, see? Between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Jamaica time. So we'll soon look more. Gonna work. Shower liberates.